Good morning, guys. Coming to you from the UK. Very snowy morning this morning. Terrible out there. Anyway, I just want to talk to you this morning about flipping houses. And for anybody who doesn't know what flipping houses means, it basically means we buy a house cheap, you renovate the house, and then you sell it at a higher price for a profit. So it's an interesting business model. It's not something as a company we really get involved with. Personally, I've done it myself because I've got people on the ground in the US, but I think as an investor, I think it's a great idea, and you know, the whole concept of the whole thing is great. You know, I buy a house for $20,000, I spend $20,000 on it, and I sell it for 80 or 90, and I make, what, 50, 60% on your money. It sounds great, but it's not as easy as it sounds, you know. And I think a lot of things can go wrong along the way. Can it work? Yes, of course it can work, and you can do it well, but I think for domestic clients, or for people that are on the ground in Cleveland or in Detroit or in St. Louis, I think it's a lot easier because you can manage the project, you know. You're on top of the contractors, and also I think that's another good point as well. I think finding the right contractors is very, very important, because, you know, I've been 11 years in US property now, and I've come across some very bad contractors and don't do the work right, disappear. So obviously that sets you back on any project that you intend to flip. I think the inspection is vital when you're looking at the property that you want to buy, because you can buy the property and then unforeseen things can happen. So, for example, burst pipes. I did a project once, and I think it ended up costing me money. In the end, after we sold the property, I think I lost money on it. So, I think it's a question that I get asked a lot. You know, Mike, can you help me flip a house? And of course, you know, if that's something you want to do and you want our assistance, we can help. It's not really something as a company we would promote for foreign national buyers, or really for domestic clients that are out of state. So the New York investor flipping a house in Cleveland, to me, you need to be on the ground, you know, and have boots on the ground, which is one of the reasons I do it, because I have staff on the ground in Cleveland, staff on the ground in Detroit, and I know the cities well. And I kind of know what to look for. But I think for any early or novice investor looking to flip a house in the US, I wouldn't really recommend it. I think the bottom line is get your money working for you. If you've got $40, $50, $100,000 sat in a bank or building society or in investments that aren't necessarily giving you a decent return, I think there's a lot of different ways that you can invest your money and give you good cash flow, buy a good property, turnkey, that's going to rent well, good location, good management, and give yourself anything between, I don't know, 10 and right up to 18, 19, 20% returns, you know. So I think there's better ways of making your money work for you than flipping houses. So I just wanted to cover that this morning. It was a question that has come up a couple of times last week with myself, with a couple of clients, and I know Scott and Barry were talking to a couple of clients, Marcella as well, in South America, that were saying, you know, can we help them source properties to flip, which of course we can do anything, but we want to give you the best advice, and there's a lot of things I think that you need to take into consideration when looking at flipping a house. And I think the main thing, you need to be on the ground. It's like I live in Newcastle right now, so I'm in Newcastle, hence the snow. And I would buy a house here if it was the right price, and I thought I could do renovations on it and sell it at at a higher price and make a profit. It makes sense, you know. But if I was down in London or lived in Spain or lived in Florida or wherever, would I buy a house in Newcastle to flip, not knowing the area, not knowing the contractors, not being here to oversee the work? No, the likelihood is I wouldn't. So I hope that helps. And we've got some good product in Cleveland this week, Detroit, and we've just launched our Canton campaign, which probably will go out, I think this evening. It's due to go out at about like 6-7 o'clock this evening. So watch out for that. It's a great new product, all financeable, 70-80% mortgages available for foreign nationals and for domestic clients as well. So keep an eye out for that. I'll put the website above, email above, and you guys have a great Sunday. Speak soon.